Okay, so this is day 4 with Slate. We're going to go over some review with some of what we worked on yesterday. So yesterday I introduced the steady stick to him. It's really important that the tools that we introduce to our horses, that we do so slowly, that we build their confidence so that they are not afraid of those tools. Now, this is not a traditional training stick. You know, a lot of training sticks, they're skinny, they're really super long and unwieldy, and if you tap a horse or touch them, you know, with a lot of clarity, you can actually end up hurting that horse, putting like a whelp on them. I don't want to do that, and so that's why, of course, I'm using a steady stick. It's actually meant to bounce off of your horse if you have to tap them to give them direction. It's got rubber fittings. It's very safe. I'm going over this to say there might be times where I tap him with the stick. It's not to hurt him, but it's to guide him, give him clarity, maybe set some boundaries and back him away from me. But that is why I make sure that I use a tool that is safe and is specifically designed for working with wild or difficult horses like this. Now, we're going to go ahead and start with some review. He's standing at the edge of the pen. He's been making a lot of progress, but I'm going to get right to it here with him, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of come up here and add some pressure. And I want him to fall into me. And when I say fall into me, I want to get this forward motion, right? When I add pressure, I want him to come forward into that pressure. Good boy. What a pony. All right, I'm gonna add pressure again. I'm gonna pick up my hand. Good, right? And again, we were very gradual about teaching him how to fall into my hand too, because our hands are a tool as well. And that is why I wanted to build in there where I pick up my hand, there, my horse starts to come forward, okay? So it just gives me a lot of tools that I can work with as I am kind of gradually getting him there to draw in towards me. Again, I can't emphasize enough, and I know I've mentioned this in the previous videos, but with a horse like this, with him being a 10-year-old, wild, unhandled, untouched stallion who has had an opportunity to go after people, bite, kicking, whatever, he needs to, in addition to the draw, learn some boundaries. So you notice how on day 1 he kept turning and flicking that nose towards me? We haven't seen any of that yet today, so I'm really glad to see that. You see how he's more apt to put his nose on the rail and not just kind of root his nose up at me to say, hey, screw you, buddy, what are you doing there? Don't put that pressure on me. So I'm seeing some transformations. A lot of times people look for these huge, there we go. That's that kind of thing right there that I don't want to see. I want him to tip towards me, but I don't want him to be rude. So I'm just going to put some pressure there, just a little bit of pressure to put him back on the rail to say, there we go, good. They say, be a gentleman, be polite. Good boy. A lot of people are so worried about getting the halter on, making what they see as notable progress with their horse, but it's the little things that really help your horse to take the biggest strides and steps forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up my hand again. I'm gonna ask him to move into the pressure. I want him to do so politely, not rooting his nose. I'm gonna ask for another step, so I'm gonna apply some pressure here. Good boy. And today my goal is to work with him primarily at liberty. So I'm not gonna toss an open loop over his neck or use the stick to kind of direct him today. The only thing I'll be using is my steady stick, okay? I can give him plenty of direction with that. So I'm gonna pick up my hand again. I'm gonna add some pressure. So now I'm gonna kind of increase my expectation. I'm gonna say, hey, I want you to go all the way up to your wall there. Good boy, what a gentleman. And to make things a little bit easier, he's gonna back up maybe, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw his hay bag over here, out of the way. And I'm gonna go right back to it here. Now, something new that I'm gonna do today is anytime that he swings his hind end towards me. So if I apply pressure towards him and that hind end comes towards me, I'm gonna hit the ground. Until that nose comes in my direction, okay? Because I don't want him to get in the habit of thinking, good boy, that he can just put that hind end towards me. Because even though, and he did it very politely, he was a gentleman, he walked away from me, but I never want him to, if he is frustrated, to think that it's okay to turn that hip towards me and be in a position where he can kick me. So I'm just gonna practice that one more time, make sure he has it. So I'm gonna say, okay, nope, don't turn that hip, turn towards me. I'm putting a considerable amount there of pressure on him to make it clear that turning that hip away from me is a bad idea. I'm gonna do it another time because I want him to turn towards me sooner, so I'm gonna put pressure to turn him away. There, I like that he was apprehensive to turn away because he didn't want to turn that hind end towards me, so I'll take away some pressure there. Good boy, what a gentleman. Yes, sir, yeah, are we best buds? You gonna come over here? So I'm gonna pick my hand up. There, good. Hand up. There, good. And this time I wanna get right over there. We're gonna get right to work this morning, okay? So we've been gradual these first 3 days. We've really taken this time, but I'm saying, hey, I want your head over the wall. There, good boy. So if he backs up, remember what I'm gonna do? Now, if he backs up and turns away from me, remember what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add pressure on him until he turns back. There you go, good boy. So I'm really gonna walk away here, let him know that he made a really good decision by immediately anchoring over here by the wall. This is kind of our sweet spot that we've been working on, teaching him that that's a good place to be, okay? And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right up to him. Again, I've been gradual these first 3 days, but now we're gonna start putting a little bit of pressure and teaching him to just deal with it. So I'm gonna come right up to him with my steady stick. I'm gonna come, all right? I'm gonna add pressure, nope. I'm gonna say nope, turn and face me. Let's go back to the wall. Over to the wall, to the wall. Now, because I'm not being as gradual, in my experience with horses like this, you can see sometimes this aggression will start to come out because he will become frustrated, okay? I'm hoping not, but if it does, it's no big deal. That's the point of everything we're doing, is teaching him how to deal with these emotions without trying to come after me. Good boy, what a gentleman. There, good boy, yes sir. And I'm gonna come right back to it again. Add pressure with my stick, add pressure with my stick. I'm gonna keep the pressure here, keep the pressure here. I don't want him to come forward. That's good, but I don't want him to come forward. Now I'll invite him to come forward into that pressure. Good boy. I'm gonna keep up, he turned away, so I'm gonna add pressure. I want that nose to come towards me. And we're going right back to the wall. Good boy, what a gentleman. There, good. Good. Awesome. Good boy. There. Yeah, yes sir. All the way to the wall though. Come on. There you go. Come on. Go ahead and grab what you need there, Juan. He's fine. And so Juan's over there, he's working on stalls. And he was trying to be polite and not get, into shot. But this is all stuff that he needs to learn to deal with, right? People coming and going. There you go, good boy. Only to the wall. When he goes to the wall, I'll take this pressure off of him. There, good. There, good. There, good. It's got to go all the way to the wall, head over. Good, that's the only place he's gonna find peace and release. Up. So again, pressure until he turns back. There, good boy. Good. Good boy. Awesome. There you go, good. Good boy. Good. Awesome, good boy, there we go. So I'm gonna take the pressure away because he made a good decision of connecting with the wall there. When his head is over the wall, that's where he finds his peace, his relaxation. Now, you might be wondering, why am I bringing him over to the wall? The reason why I'm asking him to come over to the wall is because he's reached out to try to charge and bite. He's stricken out at me, and he's also turned to kick out at me. And so I want to be able to work on touch, because anytime someone extends a human hand towards him and gets pretty close, he wants to snatch out and go after that hand, right? And so in order to do that safely, I have to have a barrier here. Okay, so he's backed up a little bit. Oh, what a pony. He's coming back forward on his own. I'm going to pick up my hand, encourage him to get back on that wall. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, sir. What a gentleman. What a pony. Good boy. Awesome. So I'm going to come back in here again with my steady stick to go ahead and add some pressure towards him. You see he doesn't like that. Ears pinned back. Okay. And I'm going to say, hey, I want you to come into this pressure. If you want it to go away, you got to come into it, and you got to come into it politely. Not with the ears pinned back. I'm glad you're coming forward, but those ears are pinned back. That doesn't get that to go away. Come into it. There, that was a gentleman right there. I like that. Yes, sir. Well, yeah, what a pony, yeah. Let's come forward into this, all the way to the wall. There. Good boy, he wants to kick out at it. I got to keep the pressure there so that he learns that kicking out doesn't get him out of the pressure, okay? This is really important here. Notice how I'm drawing him in, but I'm very clear with my boundaries. Don't be nasty. Don't root that, no, don't root those nose up at me. Don't pin those ears back. Come back, come forward politely. There, good boy. I'll take some pressure away there. And again, I'm going to add the stick. There, what a gentleman. And again, I'm going to add the stick. Kicking doesn't get him out of this pressure. Only one thing will. Coming forward politely. Being a gentleman. Nope, don't root your nose at me. There. What a pony. So he made some really good decisions right there. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna let him settle for a second. But then again, this session, we're not being nearly as gradual as we have been these first 3 sessions. Day number 4, I really wanna get in there, put some pressure on him. I'm not gonna be unfair, but I'm not going to really graduate things like I have been. I want him to really start being responsive, listening, being attentive, those types of things. The reason why the first few days I'm very gradual is I want to build his confidence. I mean, you can see how much way more confident he is than when we first started. So I'm very, very pleased with that. But now I need to take him out of his comfort zone to build some maturity in him. So I'm going to go ahead and add the stick here. What a gentleman there. He didn't move. He lowered his head. Very pleased with that. I'm going to see if I can actually touch him with the stick. I'm going to stay with him. Being nasty doesn't get him out of the pressure. Coming into the pressure. Politely. All the way to the wall. There. 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 Nope, that's not going to work. Nope. See me give him that correction and say, don't be nasty, be a gentleman. No, sir. No. There. Good. That gets him out of the pressure. Every time. Every time when he's a gentleman, he's in a much better position. I'm going to come back with the pressure again. I'm going to stick with the pressure. Good. Good. Come forward. There, good. There's only one thing that gets him out of this pressure. He knows it. There, good boy. So it's important to stay in position, but also to stay safe, right? So you'll never stay in position at risk of compromising your safety. If you need to get out of there, get out of there. But good horsemanship is like when something catches you off guard, like be prepared for the next time, right? Position yourself so that you can give your horse clarity through the maneuver so that they can't get away from the pressure and learn that, oh, if I kick and recoil, that's gonna get him to go away from me, okay? So again, I'm going right back up in here. That's better. No kicking. I want him to go forward into the pressure. No. Lots of pressure here. He's got to come into it. There. Lots of pressure. There. Only thing that gets him out of this is coming into the wall. He knows exactly what he needs to do here. All the way to the wall. Yep. There. Good boy. Okay, so he's doing really well here. I want to point out something here. Like, you don't see me using treats, right? I'm not trying to lure him or bribe him to come stay with me, which is what a lot of trainers will do. 9 out of 10 people who are working with horses, they've got their little alfalfa pellets or treats or apple treats, and they're, reaching it out and making that horse come up to me. First of all, I don't do that with any horse. Sometimes I might use a treat appropriately for a horse that is just disconnected to try to get them engaged, right, to get their attention. But I'm not going to be shoving cookies in their face. I'm going to be very selective, They're lucky if maybe I use 1 or 2 in a training session, okay? And that's not going to be every training session because I don't want my horse to be food motivated. Most horses who appear to be connected to their owners, when they're like, oh, my horse loves me, this is a hard pill to swallow, but your horse doesn't really love you. Your horse sees you as the cookie person. Your horse sees you as the person who provides food. That is why that same horse who you can maybe call out into the pasture and comes running to you for a cookie might also buck you off or stomp you or bite other people because they're searching for cookies because they have that sense of entitlement. The worst thing I could do for a horse like this is to treat him because he's already extremely aggressive, right? He'll come at you, he'll kick at you, he'll charge at you. And so now if I were giving him a treat to try to draw him in, it's going to encourage this horse to be penny-eared, to bare teeth, to think that he's entitled. And then he'd end up coming after me, right? Because now he knows that not only does, when he comes after me, does it drive me away, but then there's also a nice yummy treat waiting for him. So that is why we are not using treats in this exercise. I'm getting him to come up to me by picking up my hand, right? Desensitizing him to my tools, my hand being a tool, my steady stick. We already desensitized him to the pole and the rope so that he's comfortable with these things. Good boy. So he's doing a good job. He's lowering his head. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to apply some pressure. And the idea here is, again, the difference between the way that I train and I see a lot of people train exclusively for a draw. All they can focus on with these wild horses, these untouched horses, is getting a halter on them. I could care less about getting a halter on. If I wanted to, I could rope him and get a halter on him, but that's not my goal here. My goal is that when I put the halter on, I want him to be so quiet, so relaxed, it's no big deal. I don't have to trick him, I don't have to bribe him, he's staying with me. So part of that means that I need to put enough pressure on him so that he chooses to leave. I continue to put pressure on him until he finally comes back and engages with me, and that's when I take the pressure away from him so that he learns that by engaging with me, that is the safest, most comfortable, at peace place that he can find. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and add pressure with my stick. He lowers his head, I take the pressure away. So he's really doing a good job here. I'm going to get a little closer. I'm going to see if I can touch him with it, and we'll see how he does. Add pressure with my stick. Okay, I got a little closer. He didn't like that. But backing up does not get him out of the pressure. Coming forward, being a gentleman, that's what will get him out of the pressure. He knows exactly what to do here. There, good boy. And you'll hear me say, like, he knows exactly what to do here. Because he genuinely does. I'm not just saying, you'll hear people say, oh, that horse ought to know better, that horse is ornery, that horse knows better than that. No, for most people when they say that, no, that horse doesn't know that. They haven't been taught that. But I've literally spent 3 days teaching him to come into this pressure, and that when he comes into the pressure, it's relaxed. And so when I say he knows it, I'm not saying it in a, he's being stupid. I'm saying, I am comfortable and confident enough that I can sustain the pressure, knowing that because we've gradually built his confidence, that he will come into this pressure eventually, okay? So I'm gonna go right back to it. Good boy, I like that he's lowering that head. I'm gonna come right into it. Only thing that gets him out of here is coming forward. There. There. There you go. What a pony. I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to just do some basic desensitizing with him, okay? So I'm going to take the end of my steady stick, and again, my steady stick is not designed to ever hurt my horse. Like, everything about it is designed to keep my horse safe and protected and give them clarity. So we're going to go back into the corner. I'm not going to stop the desensitizing until he goes back into the wall for me. There, now I'll take the pressure away because he came back into the wall. But I just want to be clear, when you see me throwing, we call this the trainer attachment of the steady stick. When you see me throwing this over his body, it's got rubber on there where, again, it'll bounce off if it does hit him. It's not designed to hurt him, okay? So he's backing away from pressure. I'm going to throw some pressure on him and say, hey, this pressure stays here until we get back to the spot that we've established. Good boy. Oh, buddy, sorry about that. Kind of whacked you in the face there. He handled it so well. Good boy. Let's go all the way to the wall, though. You know what to do. What a pony. Good boy. And I'm going to come in here again. I'm just going to add pressure. Closer. And my goal now is I want to touch him with it, okay? So I've gotten pretty close to him, but I want him to get to where he's more comfortable with me getting right up in these areas between like the shoulder and nose, where I can actually reach in there and touch him with that stick, right? You can see him backing away from it, but the only thing that's going to get him out of this pressure is actually moving into the pressure, right? There, good. He's going ahead, he's taking a poop. I'm still going to keep working him. In fact, I really want to get a step out of him while he's pooping, because the last thing I want is a horse who decides that he can't move while he's pooping. Because what if I was on a trail ride and we were passing an intersection on the road and he decided to poop while we were crossing the road and traffic was coming or something, right? I want him to, no matter what, if I ask him to go forward, to respond to my cue. Good boy. What a gentleman. Good boy. Yes, sir. All the way to the wall. So he knows my expectation here. He's got to get to the wall. There. Then it completely goes away. I'm going to come back at it again immediately and go back to touching him, okay? So, oh, just out of reach there. I didn't touch him, but I sure tried. Maybe this next time. So pressure. Clucking, kissing. Only thing that gets him out of this is going to the wall here. There. 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 All the way, bud. What a gentleman. Back to the wall. No, sir. And you'll hear me tell him no, sir, sometimes, and I'll put some direct pressure to put his nose away from me. Because when he starts challenging me, you know, these horses, let me get him on the wall here and I'll walk you through this. Good. So horses, just like any other animal, they have a fight and flight response, right? And so what, you know, we've been working on some of the flight response, right? Where he might want to back away and I'm saying, no, stay here with me. So important to teach a horse to stay with you. That's how you get a horse to be safer, because they want to be with you. They don't want to take off, run, leave you in the dust, right? They want to be with you. But also in certain situations when a horse feels like they cannot get away, where they feel so restricted, they will fight. They will come at you. And that's what's kind of starting to tweak sometimes. You can see it, like when he just turns and he looks at me, he pins those ears back. He's thinking about, you know, he's been really consistent about not letting me kind of leave here. Well, maybe I should fight. Maybe I should come after him. Most horses, it takes a lot to get them to give you that response. But again, this is a horse that already has aggressive tendency, so it comes out pretty easily. So I'm gonna come right back into it again. I'm gonna apply some pressure on him. Good boy. Come right up. No, sir. Head over there. You're gonna be a gentleman. Good. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Nice big deep breath. I'm gonna come right in again. Touched him that time, he kicked out. I'm gonna keep the pressure up. You see his body language, ears pinned back, he's not happy with me. Now it's gotta be prepared if he does go to charge. Good boy. That look right there, I don't like that. So I pushed him away. There, good boy. Good boy, lick and chew on his part, good. Gotta get to the wall though. Good boy. Good boy, what a gentleman. I like how polite and quiet up until now he's being, but he's doing better. He's being more thoughtful. Yeah, come on, bud. There, good boy. Good boy, there. Good. Good boy, what a gentleman, good. Good boy, good. So one of the things that I wanna do here is when I do touch him, and if he stays still, I wanna make that touch a good thing, and I wanna start rewarding him and rubbing him and scratching him, okay? Because I want him to begin to look for this opportunity to be touched, right? To not see it as a threat. I want him to see it as a good thing. I want a better attitude there. Those ears gotta get right for me before I'll take away that pressure. He can't be shaking his head either. There, that's bad. Those ears pinned back, so I kept the pressure there. He's got to come forward politely, right? So I'm touching him there. Doesn't like that. There, good boy. Good boy. What a gentleman. Good. Good. Yeah. And this is where most people make their mistake, is they just give up way too soon. They say, he's so stubborn. No, he's not. He's doing great. He's making huge progress. We're just working through a little bump here to give him better clarity and understanding of what I'm asking of him, right? He's actually letting me touch him with it. Good boy. Good boy. There, good boy. Good. There, good boy. Good boy. Good. I'm gonna get him to really come forward for me. This time I'm gonna take some pressure off, get him back to the wall here. I'm gonna add some pressure back here. There, good boy. And right back to it here. He kicked out, there's still touch. Good, good. I'm gonna push him right back to the wall. Add some pressure over him, behind him. Whoop, didn't mean to get you in the face there, bud. And it's really important, you guys, when you're working with these horses, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna accidentally whack them on the side or put too much pressure on them, and that's okay. That's gonna happen. So it might as well, no sir, happen with you during the training process so that your pony learns that they don't need to freak out when you accidentally do put too much pressure on them. Good boy. Good boy, very good. Again, these are all his choices. To engage with me, to choose to not feel so threatened by all this stuff. Good boy. Be a gentleman though. There, good. Good boy. I'm gonna add some pressure over here. I'm gonna add some pressure at his chest. I'm gonna add some pressure at his chest. Over here on his neck. Good boy. There, good. There. So that's sustained touch there. There, good boy. There. There, he's letting me touch him. I'm gonna start rubbing him. And I'm gonna rub him here until he shows me like, wait a minute, that kind of feels good. You can start to see him slowly soften and incline towards me here. I'm gonna keep rubbing him here. There, good, he's starting to soften a little bit. There, right there, he tipped in just a little bit. I'm gonna take the pressure away. Because my goal is for him exactly to look for it, right? To say, wait a minute, where did that go? Why did that stop, right? So I'm gonna get him back up by the wall. There, good boy. Good pony, what a pony. I'm gonna take my stick up. It's okay, bud. I'm gonna stay with him, there. I'm gonna stay with him. I'm gonna stay with him. Stay with, there we go. There, good. Here, stay with him here. I'm gonna stay with him. That can't get him out of the pressure. Now remember, I'm literally backing him up into a corner. What happens when we back these horses up into a corner? It's either flight or fight. So I gotta be careful to make sure he doesn't come after me here. Gotta give him some clarity. Say you're not gonna push through me, but I want you to be a gentleman. There, good. Ask to come in. There, good. Don't just push over me. You see the difference in body language when he's coming forward now? He's asking very gingerly, very quietly. There, yes, sir. Yeah, come on in. Good, and he's coming right into the pressure. There, good boy. I'm gonna reward him for that. I'm gonna get him up to the wall now. Right up to the wall. I'm gonna even give him some pressure behind here, say, get on up there. You know where to go. There, good boy. Yes, sir, yeah. And I'm gonna come right back at it again. Pressure, good. Excuse me. I'm gonna push him right through, back to the wall. I always push through the head shaking. Head shaking will never get my pony a release of pressure. Usually a head shake or a tail swish is a sign of protest. And that's okay. Like, I'm glad that he can tell me how he feels, that's fine. But that's never gonna get him out of the pressure. Good, good boy. Yes, sir. And right back to it here. Good, touch him there. Good, right back to it here. Pressure. And again, just my stick being up is pressure, right? My stick going down is a removal of pressure. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Good. Good boy. Yes, sir. See, doesn't that feel good, bud? Good boy. What a pony. I'm gonna go right back to adding pressure on him here and rubbing on him. And while I'm rubbing him, I'm gonna see if I can get him to walk into this. There, good boy. Good pony. Yes, sir. So this is really like the closest that he's really allowed me to be without like snapping at me, right? So I'm really happy here. I want to get him back to the wall. Good boy. I'm going to come right in again. And so what we've taught him here, and it's just taken time, is that when I approach and I put something in his face and his neck area, it's not a bad thing. It's not something that he has to snap at and get away from him. In fact, he's slowly learning that it's a good thing to have this pressure here and that it actually feels good. And so what I'm gonna do here now, good boy. I love that, how when I take it away, he kind of tips back in to say, what's going on there? And so now I just want to, again, just cultivate this, right? I really like coming up over the top of the neck here, over the crest of the neck, and then right here where the neck and shoulders tie together, giving them a light rub there. Most horses tend to really like that. So I'm really gonna take my time here to just rub and love on him. And again, that's why I love my steady stick, because it's got this nice rubber fitting on there, and you know, it actually has like kind of an air pocket in there at the end of the stick where it kind of gives, and it's like a little bit of a massage, and horses just love that. Just loves it. Oh, there you go, bud. Good. You can see his eyes start to soften a little bit. He's still not 100% sure. He's like, wait a minute, I think this kind of feels good. I don't know. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take a nice big deep breath, let him know it's, here we go, yes sir. And I love that, how he just gently inclined towards me, and he wasn't nasty about it. He was quite a gentleman with that. So I'm gonna come in here again. Excuse me. Good boy. He's tolerating this really well. And then I want to see if I can gradually get closer back to his face where he really likes to snap at it, right? And see if he can start to appreciate the fact that he doesn't have to snap even when it's over here, that this touch feels good. Good boy. Take some pressure away. Made a good decision there. And right back to it here. Good boy. And over here to his face. Now traditionally he snapped at that. You know, is he standing still? No, but he's not snapping, right? He's just like, hey, get that out of my face. Really good. There, good boy. And again, I just put pressure on him because I wanted him to come forward into the pressure. What a pony. There, good boy. Good, what a pony. I want to put him right back into the wall. Good boy. Start to scratch that back there. Good boy. What a gentleman. Good boy. And this is one of the most important parts of this entire training session. It's really taking the time to develop and cultivate this right here, where he begins to understand that this is a good thing. He's getting rubbed and loved on, right? Doesn't have to kick, doesn't have to worry about any of that stuff. He can just be chill and relax and understand that by allowing me to interact with him, get closer to him, that that's actually a good thing for him. Oh, bud. Yeah. So it's really going to take some repetition for him. There we go. Look at him licking and chewing there. I was just saying, it just takes repetition in order to get him to really soften and enjoy and appreciate that. I want to create a draw where he's looking for it. It's like, wait, where'd that go? Like, okay, all right, okay. I'll go back and rub on you, bud, if that's what you want. Here we go. Because now it kind of changes the dynamic, right? Where I'm going and I'm putting pressure on him. I want him to begin to engage with me willingly. Politely though, right? Not coming after me trying to bite my head off, okay? So the way we get there is by cultivating and developing this over time. Getting him more relaxed, more comfortable. Good boy. Good boy. Lots of big deep breaths. And I take those nice big deep breaths because it really helps my horse to begin to relax. There, good boy. Yes, sir. Would you like me to come back? Let's do that again. Now, just 4 days ago, there's no way I would be this close to my horse's head, especially not with a barrier, right? But because of the work that we've done and how with some time and some really creating some boundaries while creating a draw at the same time and building trust, letting him know that I'm fair, that I'm not going to take advantage of him, that when he does connect, when he is being a gentleman, that he's going to be in a safe place. I'm not, you know, now I want to be so clear here because not once when this horse has come after me have I started just laying into him, right? Not once when this horse has come after me have I, you know, tried to show him that I'm the boss, that I'm bigger. The only thing that I've done with this horse is shown him love. Shown him that when we work together, that is a good place for him to be. And that when he connects with me, like that is a place where he can find peace. And it has to be something that he knows to be true, something that's meaningful to him. It can't be just words that I say, it's something that I have to exercise in my interactions with him. And so by doing that, you know, making sure that now he knows that, hey, when I do come in here, I love that. What a good pony. Start to lower that head. He's looking for it. He knows, he's learning, doesn't know completely, but he's learning that he can trust me. And that's all I'm looking for right now in this first week of working with him. I can't expect to, you know, you see these competitions where, you know, in one day, you know, you rope the horse, you throw the halter on, you saddle break them, you buck them out, and then you're doing an obstacle course and you're working them walk, trot, canter. Nothing, you know, that's a different approach. And that's great for professionals, for people who do this for a living, they're gonna be fine. But for the average horse owner, you know, and I know that I'm working with an untouched horse here, but even your horse at home who maybe has been ridden or is experienced, invest the time to work with that horse. Front load that work so that you build that confidence and they have lots of good understanding of what it is you're asking of them. And if you do that, I promise you, your horse will be safer, your horse will be steadier, and you're going to be much more confident.